What if stepping away, not pushing harder, was the boldest move of all? For more than 500 days, one of China's most watched stars chose patience over noise, silence over spectacle. And when the dust settled, the balance of power quietly shifted. This is the story of how restraint became leverage, and why, in the end, the winner truly took it all. In an industry where constant visibility is treated as survival, silence can feel unsettling. When Wang Yibo slowed his pace, it unsettled expectations rather than confirming them. There were no dramatic announcements, no public explanations, only a quiet withdrawal from the relentless rhythm of production. Yet that calm was anything but passive. This period revealed a crucial truth. Restraint can be a form of strength. Instead of chasing momentum, he protected it. By refusing to exhaust his presence, he allowed anticipation to replace saturation. Viewers began to notice the absence not as a loss, but as a question, and questions create a tension more powerful than noise. Emotionally, this calm invited reflection. It challenged the assumption that success must always be visible, measurable, and immediate. The storm that followed was not one of scandal, but of reconsideration about how fame is sustained and who truly controls its tempo. In choosing stillness, he quietly asserted that value does not diminish simply because it pauses. Sometimes it sharpens. True negotiations rarely look dramatic from the outside. There are no raised voices, no public ultimatums, no clear turning points. What unfolded over many months was a slow recalibration of power, shaped by timing, patience, and mutual awareness. Silence once again became a negotiating tool. On one side stood an artist whose influence extended beyond any single project. On the other, a company navigating its own pressures, market expectations, long-term planning, and the need for stability. Neither could afford open conflict. That mutual restraint gave the negotiation its unique character. What made this process compelling was its subtlety. By not rushing to return, Wang Yibo allowed circumstances to speak on his behalf. Commercial resilience, sustained public interest, and a consistent personal image quietly reinforced his position. The message was implicit but clear. Value proven over time carries more weight than urgency. Emotionally, this phase evokes tension without confrontation. It reminds the audience that power does not always announce itself. Sometimes it accumulates quietly until the outcome feels less like a victory and more like an inevitability. Creative freedom is often spoken about as if it were a gift bestowed by success. In reality, it is something earned, defended, and carefully negotiated. The outcome of this long process was not a dramatic declaration of independence, but a meaningful shift in autonomy. What changed was not just the schedule, but the relationship between obligation and choice. Greater flexibility allowed space for personal interests, reflection, and selective engagement. This freedom did not represent withdrawal from responsibility. It represented a more sustainable way of carrying it. Emotionally, this part of the story resonates with anyone who has felt defined by expectations rather than intention. It reframes rest as preparation and distance as clarity. By stepping back, Wang Yibo did not abandon his profession. He reconnected with it on his own terms. The deeper message is subtle but powerful. Freedom in any system is rarely handed over willingly. It emerges when consistency meets patience, and when one's value is clear enough that compromise becomes necessary. In that sense, freedom here was not a reward. It was a result. In popular narratives, winning is often reduced to numbers, ratings, revenue, visibility. But this story invites a more nuanced understanding of success. What if winning is not about doing more, but about doing what lasts? This phase challenges the audience to reconsider familiar benchmarks. Public recognition, institutional respect, and long-term credibility often operate beyond immediate results. They are quieter indicators, but more enduring ones. By maintaining a measured presence, Wang Yibo reinforced an image built on trust rather than excess. Emotionally, this reframing offers reassurance. It suggests that success does not need to be frantic to be real, that there is dignity in choosing longevity over short-term applause. Viewers are encouraged to see achievement as a balance between ambition and preservation. Here, winning looks less like domination and more like alignment between personal values, professional goals, and public expectation. It is a reminder that the most meaningful victories are often the ones that allow you to continue rather than burn out. The final act is not defined by a single moment, but by accumulation. Time becomes the decisive factor. While trends fluctuate and attention shifts, those who understand the long game move differently. They wait, they observe, they act only when movement serves purpose. As future transitions approach, the significance of this period becomes clearer. What was once perceived as absence now reads as preparation. What looked like risk reveals itself as foresight. The calm that began the journey returns, this time with clarity. Emotionally, this conclusion leaves a lingering sense of assurance. It speaks to the power of patience in a world that rewards speed. It reassures viewers that restraint, when paired with conviction, is not hesitation. It is strategy. The long game does not promise instant validation, but it offers something more valuable: control over one's direction. And in the end, that control is what defines who truly wins. The winner didn't shout, he didn't rush, he didn't panic. He waited, and when the time was right, he took everything that truly mattered. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the quiet power behind the headlines, don't forget to subscribe to StarWatch now for more stories that reveal what really shapes the world of entertainment. Thank you for watching, and stay curious, because the most important stories are often the ones unfolding just out of sight.